Just a random thought that popped in my head as I drove by a Starbucks here in the Rochester, New York area. I just don't understand how after what happened in Philadelphia, right? How people can still support Starbucks. With their business, you know what I mean? How they can still patronize and spend their money at Starbucks. You know, I've made a video before, actually before the incident in Philadelphia, talking about, even though I'm Cuban, right? I'm not a huge coffee drinker. I know it sounds a little odd, right? Cuban and doesn't like coffee. But I'm just not big into coffee, you know? Sorry about it's Rochester, New York, pothole capital. But I can tell you that I've only been to Starbucks a handful of times ever. And I can also tell you that the last time I went was probably a couple of months before the incident in Philadelphia, where they called where the manager called the police on the African-American gentleman, who, by the way, later it was shown that they weren't even in there. I mean, even a couple minutes, if that, from the time they walked in the door, they figured out with the surveillance footage in the store. In other words, from the time these young black men entered the Starbucks in Philadelphia to the time that the manager, the white manager, called 911, it wasn't even a couple of minutes. You know, in a place that's full of Caucasians congregating and shooting the shit and just, you know, on their computers, two black men obviously stood out enough to a Caucasian manager, to the point that she called the police on them because they were waiting on someone for a meeting, and they were sitting at the table. They hadn't even been in the store, not even a couple of minutes. So this is America, right? But yeah, I just don't get it. And I see people in and out, and you know, business doesn't look to that like it's been affected at all, and it's just absolutely disgusting. I can tell you that people are way too generous with their money. You know, people really don't know the impact that boycotting, and I don't mean on a large scale necessarily, right? It doesn't have to be protests and everything, you know. Even though that would be nice, right? I didn't really see any of those, or you know, at least not throughout the country against Starbucks. But I mean on an individual basis, you decide where you spend your money, right? You decide what businesses you support. And if everybody truly stuck to that, then businesses would really see the impact that, you know, customers have on their business, right? On their companies. And what I'm getting to is that, me personally, I don't care if they're giving out free fucking whatever they call them. I forget. They call them grande, different sizes. They go by different sizes. I give two shits if they're giving out free coffees all day, every day. I will not set foot in a Starbucks store, and I am amazed how many people I see like they didn't even care about the incident. Specifically minorities. I see so many African Americans and Latinos supporting Starbucks. Disgusting. And it just shows you how people in this country have a very short-term memory. They forget too quick. Just a random thought. Peace.